Good evening, cohort number 2. Good evening, Miss Alston. I just want to take a moment and thank you, Miss Alston, for doing for me what I couldn't do for myself. Life showed up for me in many different ways, but you reminded me to not give up on myself, because there came a point in time that I actually did. But the desire that burned inside of me, you let me know, you reminded me to hold on, to keep pushing, and I did. Thank you. What I can advise anyone coming after me is hold on. The reward is coming. Don't give up on yourself.
Okay, so I will say this was an excellent class. I have attended many classes through like small business administration and other online courses, but never got as much information as I've gotten here. This class was very well thought out. The materials were well prepared. It was just an excellent experience. I have been thinking about starting a business, but it was just thinking. And this really forced me to put in work and to do research. And advice that I would give to someone taking this class is you really have to do the work. You really have to look inside yourself and see if this is something that you really want. You have to dig deep, because I wanted to give up. I felt like it was too hard. But use the sessions that Miss Ann provides to get your motivation back. Talk to her, whatever she's offering, ask questions, use the materials, especially the handbook. Definitely use that to do your homework.
All right, guys, thank you so much. Anne, thank you so much for this opportunity. It's like a divine timing happened, and I feel like this was a perfect situation for me. I've lost my job in this November, and I've been trying to figure out what my next steps are, and I don't know anything about business, and I've been trying to figure out our next steps, and this is exactly what I needed. Like, the details and my mind's just exploding every single week, like it's been, but it also kind of folded in what was happening in my personal life at the same time. I don't know how this happened, but there's still like so much more I need to do, and there's so much more I need to learn, and I feel like I've already learned so much, so I appreciate it. I wrote stuff down to say too. I appreciate how you said, like you've told me things like 50 different ways for me to understand what you were saying, or what I needed to do so I can do it. I just really appreciated you being patient with me and telling me to focus and redirecting and all of the things that I needed. I really appreciated the guidance to keep me going. I appreciate it. Anyway, my advice for the next cohort or whoever else is trying to get into this is give yourself like 3 times more time than you think. I did not give myself enough time every single week, and I feel like I could have given myself like hours and hours to dive into every single thing, and I really wanted to, but being a mom of 3 and managing all of that and trying to figure out how to make money, so I'm super grateful, super grateful.
Yeah.
And I hope I
want to just start off with a thank you for presiding over this class. I'm a very much a detail person, and clearly you are as well. So I really appreciated the documents that you prepared, just like the level of effort that you put into developing this course. Throughout the course, because I had a business plan, but I feel like I didn't really have a business plan like once the course got underway. And I felt that like the questions were very thoughtful, like your review. You really kind of forced me to think deeper into like my plan. There were so many instances where, I really had to think and, like consider like, oh, what am I going to do, in this area? So I really appreciated this exercise, that spanned like 2 months. And I know it's going to help me considerably in the future. So I really appreciate all of the work that you put into this. Thank you.
And I really appreciate everything that you poured into all of us and your passion for this work. Oftentimes you've heard us say we don't know where you get the energy from, but you have been such an inspiration. What I liked most about this class is how much that you pushed us, and especially how much you pushed me. MTL Consulting is an established company, and I use the word established intentionally because it is established, but now what you've pushed me to do is make it more focused and make my development of it more intentional. And I just appreciate all of that. The 10 weeks, I think, was the right pace. I love the fact that we had a variety in our weeks. Sometimes it was pure lecture, other times we had speakers, or sometimes it was a mix of that. But you always started out each class and you gave us not only a recap, but then you would ask us how we were feeling. And so that was really important for you to let us know that you cared about where we were. That's the passion that came through every single week. So I appreciate that. What I would offer to, and I would advise for anyone else coming behind us, is that it's a lot of work. You have to give yourself the grace and the space in order to do the work, because you're going to get out of it as much as you put into it. And you need to put in the work. It's a lot of work. It's a grind, but you need to put in the work. Coming out with a business plan is invaluable. I mean, you can't put a price tag on that. Again, like I said, I have an established company, never had a business plan. I really feel like now I'm starting to really put on my roller skates. And so thank you for all of that.
Okay. First, I'd like to say thank you so much to God blessing me with a lady named Ann Alston, who has been, just a godsend for me and my classmates. I feel like I've learned so much from you and my classmates. You all are so incredibly talented. You're a tough act to follow, all of you. You have many skills, talents, and abilities. And I want to say that I think Ann's curriculum should really be also placed in many of the universities across the country, have pilot programs, because what she's teaching, I feel, is really things that are not even taught in like the Wharton business schools of the world. And how I know this is because I've talked to some people who maybe have gone to the Ivy Leagues for business school or business schools locally, and they say they're not teaching this stuff in the classroom, what you're teaching us. So it's very unique what you're offering. It's worth its weight in gold. And the nuggets of information that you have imparted to us are invaluable, totally invaluable. And I just feel very blessed. I thank you for the additional information that you've given us in the form of audio visuals, because that's how I learn best. And maybe that's how some of my classmates learn best as well. So I definitely want to utilize those moving forward, and of course continuing to stay in touch with you and being formally coached and mentored by you along the way as your time permits, so that I can do things the right way and not have to waste time and money as I'm embarking on my journey.
I just want to thank you for exposing me to greater, not just in the room on the computer, but different events that you sponsor, different guests that you brought in, just really helping us see what the art of possible is, especially going into business after having worked 25 years for somebody else, for me specifically. So to really create and shift my mind into what real business looks like, I'm truly grateful for that. And that's been my greatest reward, in my opinion. The business plan in and of itself, to be able to walk away with something is a blessing. But to walk away with something with rigor is even more of a blessing, because you don't get that when you go to some of these workshops and some of these places where people are just trying to get their name out there, but they're not necessarily thinking about what you're coming to get. So you accomplished all of that in this class for me.
I would have to say, don't be scared to find your voice during this time. When I first got here, I was all over the place. Miss Ann knows this more than anybody. I was all over the place. I had this beautiful concept that I had just flown. It just came together. It's still refining as we speak, but I was just all over the place and I lacked so much guidance. I lacked so much awareness. I had taken a couple business courses before, but Miss Ann did say it was going to be more in depth than the ones that I have taken previously. And she was not kidding. But while people are, telling their stories and you're listening and you're observing, and you're putting it all together from what everybody's experiences are, just don't be afraid of your voice whenever it comes all together, because it will be very powerful, especially with the people that Miss Ann brings along, whether those be the presenters or the classmates.
Alrighty. I was super enthusiastic when I saw the post about the cohorts and excited to join, just echoing everyone's sentiments, just the thoroughness and the amount of details. The knowledge base is extensive, the resources, the presenters, everything was just above and beyond any idea that I had as it would be. And for someone like myself who I did major in business, I don't have an MBA, I didn't take anything economics in school, but having a level of nervousness to even foresee, could I do something like this? And getting all the tools that you would really handed us to define the process to a level that just blew my expectations. So I'm going to thank you tremendously, Ann, and just even pushing us to do more, just to show up and even give more and be very serious about what we're committing to and doing the front end work, because all of it will, this is kind of the easy part, as you've even said, it gets harder down the path, down the road. So to see what we're capable of and even proving to ourselves, we have what it takes. We hope we have what it takes, and just trying to really build that level of confidence. So thank you. It's been a heck of a process these 10 weeks, but just showing up, and even as you root us on and just being encouraging and all the humor, and you admonish us when you need to. At the same time, you promote us and you help us believe, you're here for a purpose. Unlike me, nervous, do it scared. Just do it, even though it's intimidating, even though I don't know much business-wise, but there's an opportunity to learn, and be open to that. Be receptive to what you're hearing. Just have a mindset going in that, okay, I might not know it today, but tomorrow and the day after and the day after, you're progressing and making steps toward it. So that would be my advice.
All right. Good evening, everyone. My experience in the class has been nothing but phenomenal. While we were challenged, it was a welcome challenge. I think that I appreciate, Ann, and I said this before, that you pushed us and that you are not a gatekeeper. And that what I love is that whatever you know, you share with us, and you also would like for us to be our best. And I really appreciate the strategies and tools that I learned in this class. While it was challenging, it was well worth the 10 weeks. And I appreciate learning from the other students as well. What I would say to someone that going to take this next cohort, when you have it, to be committed, be all in, and remember that they're doing this for themselves, and that they will be a better person after the 10 weeks, because nothing ventured, nothing gained. And I appreciate you, Ms. Ann, and this class that you offered us.
So my experience was very, very well, or it went very well. I really enjoyed the class and appreciated the level of structure that you've had or you've implemented in this program. You really pushed us to think through our ideas and produce good work. I definitely appreciate you for being accommodating for moments where I had to be in class but not, totally present. So definitely appreciate that. And the tip that I would give to anyone who is interested in the program, I would echo what most have shared already, is that you truly have to want to be in the program. This is not for play. It's for those who are serious in their business idea, their business venture. So come to class knowing that, you may sacrifice your time and you'll put in a lot of effort, but at the end it's rewarding because of the connections that you'll make, the information that you'll learn, and just, the drive to move forward with your business idea.
Thank you to the EDC for allowing my tax dollars to be reinvested in me. Thank you, Ann, for helping facilitate my placement in this course. Thank you for pushing me into my purpose. Thank you for your dedication and your consistency to cohort number 2. Thank you for your openness and transparency about being a business owner. It is not glamorous, and we are crystal clear about that. One thing I know is that everything that has been good for me has not been good to me. I had some sleepless nights. I fell asleep at the laptop. And thank God that will be over starting tonight. For a new student, I just say you gotta wanna. You gotta wanna show up. You gotta wanna do the work. Fall behind, get back up, pick it up, do it now, because as a business owner, you'll be doing it over and over again.
Yeah, that it's okay to not know all the things. And, I always say, just ask all the questions. There's no question is a dumb question. So, especially starting off. Yeah.
Everybody has said good things, and I agree with everything everybody has said, 100%. The class was difficult, but I enjoyed hearing you speak every Monday and encouraging us. It was a lot. And, sometimes you want to give up, but you try to keep going, especially when, for me, my business I don't want to say it's not my passion, but it was formed of my partner, my husband's idea. So I had to learn about what my business was while I'm in the class. So I had issues and I worked through them. I still probably owe you a little bit, but I have done my presentation. And just for anybody that's comes after us, just know you're gonna work hard and you can get through it. And this is for us. This is for our business, not for you. You are helping us get our foot in the door and get us started. And I thank you.
Hi, everyone. I really, really enjoyed the course and learning from and with you all. I think my favorite was just how much you shared your network with us, and I really appreciated all the guest speakers. And I think someone had mentioned it last week, you made sure that we knew they were available to us, and that just makes me happy because I'm a forever learner, and I was taking notes. I know I didn't have my camera on a lot, but it's just because I was in action writing stuff down. So I really appreciated hearing those guest speakers and just really understanding the importance of having our finances together. And then if I were to give anyone advice in a future cohort, is just to really block off dedicated time. I just had to remember that myself, because it's always going to be things happening, but this has to be just as much of a priority as anything else.
Thanks for the course. I really enjoyed the course. It's been well structured. I've learned a lot, very in-depth information and details to help you be strategic about your business plan and take it serious and hold me accountable. So if I was telling someone to what they need to, if I was telling someone about the course, I would say, just like any medicine, take the product and be the product, right? It's a very good product, and it's good for you, just like any kind of medication or anything else. We used to say that in one of our in my healthcare business that we used to do, but that's what it is. If you're gonna take something right for pain, this is good. Take something for if you having problems with your business and need some structure and core strategy. Take the course, and it will hold you accountable. At least that's what I enjoyed. It held me accountable every once a week for 3 hours and even more. So thank you, Ann.